What's going on, y'all? So we got a video to do here about Reforge, right? Because he's coping hard here and dancing around the obvious. And then we have some backup evidence that's going to be very interesting, you know. And not necessarily, it may not happen. If we need to put her on, with Sony. I, I just can't accept her. What? We gonna find out, though. All right, we got some evidence. Let's go on the internet. We ready, y'all?
Plus the Helldivers 2 to talk about. Yeah, I think people are really misunderstanding what the guy from Arrowhead said. People were like running to my video and they were like, "Oh, you were wrong, you were wrong." And it was like, nothing that guy said refutes what I said I was told. I was told that Xbox initiated the conversation. All the guy from Arrowhead said was, it was all Sony. And what he's saying is, it wasn't us. Because it's not their call, it's Sony's call, which I actually say that in my video. I say this is ultimately Sony's call, it's ultimately...
Uh-oh. Animal Crossing got you.
$2 super chat from Perfect Image. Sony said its live service will be everywhere. It's okay. We could theorize here.
Sorry. We could theorize it. You see? I know I know you see that. Look. It's gonna be Team Arrowhead. That's how we gonna theorize. They're gonna be the ones. Just watch me say it. And then watch me dance around. What's a little thing down south we do? Country.
We could theorize here that they had continued to say that their live service games would be multi-platform, and they kept it generic. They never invoked the name Xbox. Maybe they kept that vague and open because somebody somewhere said, "Listen, in the downslope of a live service game, it makes sense to port it to Xbox to get one last punch, to get one last, hurrah of relevancy." That might have been why they kept that door open. I still think that this is an Arrowhead initiative.
Uh-oh. Reforge, something's not adding up here. In the other video, you said it was Sony. But in here, you had to theorize. And you said Arrowhead.
Just my gut, when I read Arrowhead's comments about they wanted the game on Xbox, just recently, it's so recent it feels like they use it as negotiating power. They just recently talked about how their next game would not be published by Sony, and they were willing to work with Sony again. And now we've got one of the directors saying he used to be a console warrior, and he,
Oh, Reforge, what are we doing? No. No, don't do that, man. That's what you don't do. You see what he's trying to do here now? He's changing it in the other video. He was, once again, here he's trying to convince you for sure. Sony. Sony putting Microsoft in the conversation. No, it's Team Arrowhead, you know. Sony would never do that. Full operation.
And he wants his game to be, they wanted the game to be everywhere. This feels like a convictional, principled thing that Arrowhead pushed for.
There it is.
Practice. I mean,
let's pause right here. 1 second. All right.
Their IP, they were somehow compelled to say yes to this. All I was told by somebody that I trust was that Xbox initiated the conversation, meaning the initiation of this.
So Arrowhead, not Sony, now Xbox, not Sony. It ain't never gonna be Sony. It's the Microsoft snap. Just like it's the Series S. Microsoft.
This came from Xbox saying, "Hey, we want to come to the table and talk about Helldivers 2." All the guy from Arrowhead is saying is that it wasn't us. You can't give us credit for this. You can't give Arrowhead credit for this, which makes perfectly good sense. It's like, yeah, it doesn't really refute what I claimed. It merely means that Sony made the call, which that's kind of like saying water is wet. We all knew Sony made the call. It's Sony's IP. I don't know Nix's ported it. Again, that's just my gut. That's just my gut. My gut is that this was initiated by Arrowhead. This is not an initiative from PlayStation where they're going to start putting more games on Xbox. Even if it was Arrowhead's decision, Sony had the final say. Well, Nick, my theory is that Arrowhead used it as a negotiation piece.
Man, you just... Look, there's nothing wrong with taking all those guesses. Right? I think you might shot your eye out. Are you just lying? You gonna lie to him? Just say you were wrong? You thought it was it? Then you thought it was it? And then you was wrong there, then you was wrong there. And you just won't admit it. So now it's just hanging out there. Oh man, Reforge, now you getting cut up like a pear. You just got suddenly burned to death. And charred. You just, y'all over the place. Let's switch back over now. Actually, you know what? Let's give me a little more air here.
They said, listen, if you want to enter into a contract for Helldivers 3, which is likely the next game that they would be working on for PlayStation, so when they said their next game won't be published, but they're willing to work with them again, I could see them coming to the table and saying, we'd be happy to do that. One of our terms is that we would like Helldivers 2 to be on Xbox. That's a conviction that we have as a developer, and we would like that. And I wouldn't surprise me at all if PlayStation's like, you know what? We got Nix's. Nix's can do it quickly. That's not really any cost to us. And Helldivers 3 is going to be worth having. The popularity of Helldivers 2, I think, gives Arrowhead leverage in that discussion to say, you know, it'd be a real shame if you couldn't make Helldivers 3 or have Helldivers 3 on your platform. You know what I mean? This is just theory. This is just my gut instinct. That's what I said in the video as well. Yeah, I mean, I replied to you because I was getting a lot of replies, and I'm like, but that's not what they said. Like, a lot of people were misinterpreting what the man said. They were basically in a position of that we can't do this. This is not our call. This is Sony's call. Let me see. What did you put, Neo Reaper? Because I feel like
Helldivers 2 CEO says you should thank Sony for the game's Xbox port, even though we're all in on support. And we get a lot of help from PlayStation with bug fixing. Thanks, Sony. The new Helldivers 2 Xbox port apparently would not exist without help from the angel on the shooter's shoulder, Sony. As in the maker of the PlayStation, which rumors suggest is eager to ship more big exclusives to Xbox. The news comes straight from the angel on Helldivers' other shoulder, developer Arrowhead CEO, Shams. He recently told a fan on Discord who thanked him for managing to get Helldivers 2 to Xbox. Seems like a great game, I can't wait to get my hands on it. He said it was all PlayStation. Send them your thanks, though at Arrowhead we're all in support. So, Reforge, why are you dancing around that? Just own it up, man.
Replied to you. Hang on. It's not sorting by... I don't understand. Why can't I see... Helldivers upload, but maybe you left it somewhere else. The IP. And for gotcha moments, it's much easier to fight against Strawman than a more nuanced argument. Don't even talk about this. Sony CFO confirmed they'll be taking control over Bungie. Yes, that one's not surprising at all. Oh, where's your... The back end of YouTube is being really with the original claim, Neo Reaper. You're making things completely up out of thin air. Arrowhead did not say, oh, Sony was the one that pushed for Helldivers to be on Xbox. That's not what he's saying.
That is why. Man, I think I'm starting to get the DSP reference. And then a lot of boings on him. Just boing. Where's the hammer? Knock some sense into him. This coping and dancing around the truth is crazy. All he's doing is making himself look like a fool. It's like, dude, what are we doing here?
He's saying it was all them. You don't thank us, thank them. He's saying it was their call. If you want to thank somebody for doing it, thank them. Like, he's not saying, oh yeah, they're the ones that pushed for it. That wouldn't even make any sense.
Why are we doing this? What do you mean they're not the ones that are pushing for it when they're the publishers? They had a whole live operation in place coming this month in less than 2 weeks now, since it's already the 8th. What do you mean? This dude is making no sense. And so many things he's saying. I'm like, what are we talking about here? What do you mean they're not pushing for it? They just told you to thank Sony. They're the ones that are pushing for it. This guy's not making any sense. He's running in circles.
Because Arrowhead was the one initially that said they wanted their game on Xbox. So you are completely misinterpreting his words. He would never be like, oh no, yeah, Sony pushed for it. That would make it seem as though Arrowhead wasn't pushing for it. Do you understand? You're creating a logical conundrum.
Dude, if Sony don't want it, it don't matter if they want it. They wanted to become independent so they can be in control of their choices anyways. Sony's in control of where they're in control of where Helldivers goes, and they're deciding to do this. If it didn't align with what they wanted, it doesn't matter what they say. They're in control of the intellectual property. Get out of here with that.
That would make no sense for the CEO to be like, oh yeah, don't thank us. Sony's the one that pushed for it. That doesn't make any sense. Arrowhead...
Thanks Sony, but we're the ones supporting. We get a lot of help from PlayStation with bug fixing. What are we talking
Arrowhead was publicly saying they wanted the game on Xbox. They wouldn't say something to make it seem as though that they weren't pushing for it and that Sony pushed for it. You're interpreting the man's words in a backwards way that makes it seem like this was Sony pushing for it, we didn't push for it, which is false. We know they pushed for it because they publicly said they wanted the game to be on Xbox. He's saying, don't thank us. Send Sony your thanks. It's all on them. They made the call, meaning this wasn't our call. We couldn't do anything. It's not their IP. It's Sony's IP. Don't you see how you're misinterpreting what the man said to make?
So instead of him facing the truth and realizing he was wrong and off multiple times, he tried multiple things. That's okay, bro. You didn't hit bullseye. You were all outside of that. He's trying to convince this guy that he's wrong by the way that he's misinterpreting things so that he can convince him the way that he wants him to think. Who's pushing for this? Arrowhead or Xbox? Never PlayStation. Unbelievable, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Peace out. What a clown. Later, y'all.